you need to go back to school. I'm sure your friends miss you.
I know, Mommy. I'm just not ready yet, okay?
Look, I have something for you.
Thank you, Mommy. Burnt bunny. While Sarah sleeps, the animals play.
In every life, there will be some trouble, some difficulty. Sarah woke up in her room even though it was still nighttime. Instead of the usual nightlight, there were flames in the corner and smoke everywhere. She could not breathe. Sarah saw her white bunny staring back at her next to the fire and reached for her. Her nightshirt burst into flames at the sleeves. The flames licked at Bunny too. She awoke in the hospital. Everything was white. The furniture, sheets, and walls. Even some of the doctors and nurses were in white. Her arms hurt under her white bandages, but she wondered, where is Bunny? Weeks later, Sarah returned home. She went to her room. She saw black soot from smoke that was still on the floor, but she was looking for her bunny.
Where is she?
She asked her mother.
Where is my burnt bunny?
Mother said,
I don't know. It must have been thrown out with everything else that was burned.
She stamped her foot.
I want my bunny.
I'm sorry.
Her mother looked concerned. The little girl cried while Mother went to look in the garbage for the rabbit. Later, Sarah stopped crying and went to help her mother. The next day, as Sarah was alone in her room, Mother came in with a big smile. She was carrying 2 white bunnies. The little girl smiled too, but as she reached for one, she saw the scars on her own arm. Suddenly, she thought of Burnt Bunny and did not want these other 2. She looked at them with suspicion. They looked so white, too white, and so prissy, and maybe even a little vain. The next day, in desperation, Mother took her little girl to Grandma. She would know what to do. At Grandmother's house, Mother explained that their newest hobby was stopping wherever there was trash and looking for Burnt Bunny. She gathered the little girl in her arms. She said tenderly,
Once we get to know someone, we are responsible for each other. I know your bunny will come back.
Really?
The girl looked up hopefully.
Yes,
Grandma continued.
you two share a history. She will come back, but maybe not just as she was.
No?
She looked up frightened.
Probably better.
Grandma said,
So keep your mind open and look for the unexpected.
The unexpected? Grandma,
the little girl asked.
will Burnt Bunny have scars on her like me now?
Why, yes, indeed. And Burnt Bunny will wear them proudly, like a badge of courage or like a medal for bravery.
She will?
Yes, and you should too. You both faced the terrible fire as best you could.
Grandma, just what are scars?
Well, there are scars that can be seen and ones that are much harder to see.
Like what?
Like losing Burnt Bunny. That makes you heart sad and puts a little scar on your heart.
But why?
It's just life. In every life there must be hard things to bear. That way we grow and learn to appreciate the good things. That's why you didn't care for the new bunnies. You could tell right away they didn't appreciate anything.
That's right.
And so, when you go back to school, some children will tease you for your scars. Those are the ones who have no scars yet and therefore no understanding. But some others, especially the ones who have scars, visible and invisible, will recognize and know what your scars really are, badges of life and courage. You will see Burnt Bunny again, but I don't think she will be in the garbage. You will find her in a most unusual place.
That evening, the little girl sat on the back porch with her cat, George. Mother washed dishes and kept a watchful eye on them through the kitchen window. As they sat there, they both heard a rustling in the yard, but it was getting too dark to see. George gave a... Then the rustling stopped and it became quiet again as the little girl and her cat looked into the night. A loud noise burst from the trees. At first, Sarah was frightened, until she remembered it was just an owl. She looked into the trees and saw the owl silhouetted in the moonlight. Finally, her gaze drifted up to the moon, and there she was. It was Burnt Bunny.
Mommy, Mommy, come quick!
The little girl shouted and called her mother. Mother came out as the girl pointed and shouted, while George meowed, not knowing why. She picked up her daughter while George rubbed on her calf. They looked up, and there was Burnt Bunny in the moon. She was far away, but seemed to be smiling and proud, scars and all.
Are you sure?
Yes, Mommy, I'm sure.